Hey y'all. It occurred to me that in my annual book challenges video, I said that I was going to do a separate video for my 12 friends, 12 books challenge. And I've actually mentioned it in a couple of other videos, so I figured I should definitely do that so that there's a reference for that, first of all. But also because I keep saying it's going to get done and it hasn't. So that's what this video is. It is the 12 books recommended by friends that I'm going to read in 2021. I actually read books that are recommended by friends pretty regularly. It's probably my most common way of getting books to read or deciding what I'm going to read next. Well, it was probably before I became a bookstagrammer and a booktuber. Now, probably I'm more susceptible to what I'm seeing a lot of, or the books that are offered through Book of the Month. So I think I'm getting more input from sources. I'm also someone who picks up books based on the cover pretty regularly, pretty often. I'm definitely a cover judger, and I'm definitely a mood reader. So it's pretty common for me to pick up one book, and if I love it, to pick up a bunch of books that are in the same genre or have a similar theme, which also probably contributes to me never being able to remember which book had which particular event happen in it, because it's easy to get them mixed up. But anyway, on to the content of this video, which is based on a tweet that I saw from someone that said something like, "This sounds so fun. I want to join 12 books, 12 friends, the first 12, people who recommend a book. I will read that this year." So I took that tweet, posted it on my Facebook, and then the first 12 people to recommend books, that's on the list. So there are actually a few of them that I've already read, but I wasn't going to go back and, I've already read that one or any of that stuff. So I'll just read them again. Some of these books I've read before. One of them I've read more than once. And then some other ones I have never even heard of. So I didn't look any of them up. I'm not going to read about them. I'm going to find the book and I'm just going to read it. So feel free to drop your comments about the books that have been recommended to me. If you're the kind of person who wants to tell me your opinion about the book before I read it, that's totally fine. I probably won't read that comment all the way through until after I've read it, because I just tend to prefer going into most books as blind as possible. It's hard to know what people will think are spoilers, and I already do a lot of pre-guessing, which annoys me. I try really hard not to, but I do a lot of predicting while I'm reading, so I try not to know too much. Okay, so the first one is The Choice by Edith Eggers. Maybe it's Eggers. Recommended by my friend Nancy. And I have put that on hold through Libby, so I'll be reading that one in audiobook. Factory Witches of Lowell. So I have that one on hold at the library to pick up in March because I have too many books out right now. Recommended by my friend Michelle. Michelle actually did that thing where she recommended multiple books and then I made her just pick one. Pick one, Michelle. So the fact that it has the word witches in it means that I'll probably like it, whether it's metaphorical or actual witchcraft in the book. Z, a novel of Zelda Fitzgerald. My friend Carrie recommended that, and that was a book that was really popular a few years ago, almost too popular to read. I think that was one of the reasons why I decided not to read it. It was just getting a lot of hype. It's also, I think, a pretty big book, so it looks like I was able to find that one on audiobook, and I'm on hold through Libby for that one as well. The Alice Network by Kate Quinn. So that one has been on my TBR for a little while. I think it's about female spies. So that one sounds interesting, depending on how mysterious it is, because mystery is not my bag, but thrillers and chick spies are totally cool. Recommended by my friend Kristen, and I am on hold for that one for the library to pick up in April. My Sister's Keeper by Jodie Picult. I've read that book, loved it, happy to read it again, and I'm going to get that one in audiobook. I read it in print last time, recommended by my friend Shannon. Flight Behavior by Barbara Kingsolver. So that one was recommended by my friend Hillary, and I finished that audiobook last week through Libby. And it was about a woman who lives in a small town and feels very trapped in her life, and discovers that this special species of butterfly that usually migrates to New Mexico has migrated to her mountain backyard. And I think Flight Behavior probably references both this strange pattern of behavior in these butterflies, which is due to climate change and global warming. That's part of the point of the book, as well as to this woman's, it opens with her basically thinking about how to get out of her current life situation. And then she comes across these butterflies on the mountain, and it stops her in her tracks, and she goes a different way than what she was thinking of. So it was good. I really enjoyed it. That audiobook was excellent. The next one is A List of Things That Will Not Change. This one was recommended by my friend Olivia, who's a librarian. I believe it is the only book that looks like it's young adult or middle grade book. So I'm excited about that one. I'm on hold at the library. Grasshopper Jungle. So I don't know, but my friend Dan, who is a very nerdy, super cute reading teacher theater guy, says it's totally weird and fucked up, and you're welcome, when he told me about the book. So I have no idea what it's about, and I'm excited to get to it. It looks like I am on hold at the library, and I put in that I want it in March. So thanks, Dan. Lovely War by Julie Berry was recommended to me by my friend Pam. I'm going to check that one out in audiobook through Libby, but I haven't put it on hold yet. Station 11 by my friend Kathy. So Kathy and I go way back, all the way to, I believe, the 3rd grade. And we've gone through periods of complete never seeing each other. Now we're friends on Facebook. We were pen pals for a little while, but it's hard to stay pen pals with people that you already see what's going on in their lives on Facebook. And also life gets in the way of writing letters. But I have read Station 11 twice, and I really like it. I read it once in print, once in audiobook, and I will probably read it this time, maybe in print, because I'm thinking maybe I'll annotate it now that I know what's going on in the story. Maybe it'll be an interesting experience to try and annotate it with that familiarity. And then the final book in my 12 Friends 12 Books Challenge for 2021 is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. And my friend Lori recommended that book. So Naomi Novik also wrote the Uprooted series, which I have tried to read one time and wasn't feeling it. I don't think I even got very far into it. And because there are fantastical elements of it, and it's dropping you kind of into a new world, it takes a little bit of time. I have to be in the right kind of like frame of mind. Have I been tilted this whole time? I don't know if that's better or worse. We're gonna end like this, y'all. So I'm interested to read this new book of hers. I've been seeing some buzz about it. I think it's a beautiful cover. That's what helps. You know, it's black with kind of gold gilt on it. Beautiful. So I will probably purchase it because I love the look, and I love black covers. I love gold outlining. It's gonna be great next to my stuff. So I'll probably purchase that one. I will try and purchase it either from Lift Bridge Books, which is a local bookstore in Brockport, New York, or I will check Hippocampa Books, which is a Latinx owned bookstore in Rochester that I love. and I like to support my indies. Writers and Books is the other bookstore here that I often purchase books from. So if you're going to buy books, if you can, check out your indies. If you can't and you really need something less expensive, of course, you're going to go to something that kind of has a mass production. I totally get it. All right, so those are my 12 friends, 12 books. I've already read one for January. My intention is not to do one a month. That's just how it worked out. Although it could work out that way because I have so many books that I was planning to try and read in January. And I have read 11 books in January already. And they were not all the ones that I was planning. So my book of the month box this month was Outlawed, The Prophets, and The Removed. I really wanted to read The Only Good Indians, and I really wanted to read The Threat Below. And I haven't gotten to any of those books. Although I have read 11 books. That is crazy. What have I been doing? So I'm going to still try and get to, I'm going to finish Cinderella is Dead, which I'm currently working on now. And then I'm going to try really, really hard to read Outlawed next, and then The Only Good Indians after that. And then that should take us into February, where all the other books will just roll over, and then I will have a whole new list as well, I'll bet. Okay, I will catch you on the next one.